Going from education to the world of full-time employment is huge, a massive transition. I'm Tom from The Career Graduate. Coming up are your 3 weekly tips for when you start your graduate career. If this is your first time to the channel, we're churning out loads of advice, hints and tips to help you transition into your new career with confidence. So please like and subscribe so you don't miss out. You will develop real confidence in time, but I want to help you speed that up and get ahead. So here are your 3 weekly tips for when you start your graduate career. Number 1, show off your attitude to succeed. What sets you apart from the rest? How can you go the extra mile? An example I'll give early on in my own career is as follows. I was buzzing off sales, absolutely fell in love with sales in my new career, and I was seriously competitive, wanting to win all of the competitions that my workplace had put out. I figured out by working on a weekend, I would get access to more sales opportunities. I asked my boss, can I work every weekend? My boss was shocked and said, of course you can, are you serious? So I was working the weekends. Now at the time, my objective was to win these competitions and do whatever it took. But what this also did for me was to highlight to my bosses just how much I wanted to succeed. It gave them a window in to my attitude towards the role. So have a think about how you can go the extra mile to set yourself apart from the rest. Tip number 2, live and breathe the values you signed up for. Hopefully you did your research before joining the company and bought into their company values. Now you've got the job, don't just forget about them. Don't allow your commitment to those values to be driven from others, maybe your team, your boss, or the general culture in your workplace. It's down to you to live and breathe those values. Trust me, to those at the top, they are important. They want to see those values executed at every level of the organisation. Tip number 3, don't delay. If there's something holding you back to progress, take ownership over your career and get it done. So if there's a knowledge gap, go away and learn through resources, internal and external to the business. Ask colleagues or bosses, or do your research at home. If it's a skill that you feel that you're lacking, then don't dwell on it and make it into a limiting factor. Fix it. There's always someone willing to help. Remember, people love to chat about themselves, especially when it comes to what they're really good at. Or find an online course maybe to help you develop that opportunity for your skill set. These are surefire ways to get ahead. As I've said before, I know it's daunting and don't put too much pressure on yourself. You're going to go and change immeasurably over the coming years, so enjoy that journey. Please pop a comment below if you resonate with these tips, if these tips have worked for you, and again subscribe to make sure you don't miss out. I'll be back next week with 3 more tips for getting ahead when you start that graduate role.